Criteria for curriculum evaluation. What are the criteria that is given priority while curriculum evaluation? The feasibility of the curriculum is evaluated by using four main criteria. One is subject. In the curriculum, various subjects are included such as English, Hindi, mathematics, biology, history, art and drawing, etc. These subjects' content structures are decided upon during curriculum development. That what subjects be added for a particular class. When you were the students, you found that in class 8th you have studied Hindi, English, arts, mathematics and social sciences and lot of subjects you have studied there. So, the criteria for curriculum evaluation is that how many subjects will be studied by the student in that particular grade level. It is also decided by the managers, by the principals, by the supervisors and sometimes teachers are also helping because they are the first hand information and they give direct experiences to the principal. So, these subjects content structures are decided upon during curriculum development. When the curriculum is going or is under process, these kind of opinions are collected from the stakeholders and it is decided that what subjects are to be studied by the students in that particular class. Experiences. The curriculum provides the following types of experiences to the student: social, historical, geographical, time and place sense, physical, political, civic sense, religious, spiritual and reactive experiences, expression of ideas, facts and events. So, experiences are also provided to the students so that they can enjoy in the social events, social phenomena, historical perspective, what have been done in the past by our ancestors, what kind of legacy we have to follow, geographical time and place, because the learner from UP, learner from MP and learner from tribal areas, these all geographical constants are there. So, a student is giving such kind of experiences that he is having the direct experiences of that particular locality, that particular state, that particular kind of experiences that is directly concerned to their social, historical, geographical entities. Physical, political, civic sense, religious, spiritual and reactive experiences, expression of ideas, facts and events. So, experiences also play a greater role in evaluation of curriculum, because what kind of experiences the student receive passing through the course, that is also evaluated with a special reference to social context, historical context, geographical context, physical and political context and as well as religious, spiritual and reactive experiences. An expression of ideas, facts and events are also considered, that when you are passing through this particular course, that what kind of experiences, what kind of expressions, what kind of opinion the students have. So, this experiences play a greater role in the process of curriculum evaluation. Skills. Some curricula offer opportunities for psychomotor activities or skill development such as language, reading, writing, speaking, perception, observation, and the use of various tools in fieldwork and workplace, as well as communication skills, craft projects, and verbal and non-verbal communication. So, it has something to do with psychomotor goals. So, curriculum is also provided, or curriculum helpful to develop the psychomotor skills in the students, and in curriculum evaluation process it is also considered that whether the student is able to speak, whether the student is able to write, whether the student able to draw the diagram, and what kind of skills he has learnt while passing through any project. So, expression and presentation, so these all are considered in curriculum evaluation process. You know that when the student is submitting any project report, he has to present in the classroom also. So, in what way he is presenting, what kind of way, creative way. So, rather the few students prepare a lot of colorful diagrams and few students having the graph, tables, etc. So, in what way the student is presenting this particular project, it is also considered under this curriculum process. So, it is creativity of the students. Teacher only instruct the students, but the creativity of the student is that in what way he presented this particular project. So, so the skills, communication skills, reading skills, writing skill, presentation skills, and a kind of verbal presentations, these all are assessed by a teacher for assessment of this evaluation, curriculum evaluation, and these all gives a kind of opportunity to the students also to develop the psychomotor domain. Attitude and values. This type of curriculum provides the experiences for developing the affective domain of the learner. The feelings, beliefs, attitudes and values are developed. It fosters the development of self-assurance, integrity, morality, objectivity, sensitivity, sincerity, character and flexibility. So, these are also developed in terms of psychomotor domain. So, this type of curriculum provides the experience for developing the affective domain. Sorry, this is not the psychomotor, but the affective domain. Affective domain is concerned with the attitude and values. So, attitude and values, this type of curriculum provides the experiences for developing the affective domain of the learner. The feelings, beliefs, attitude, values are developed, and it fosters the development of self-assurance, integrity, morality, objectivity, sensitivity, sincerity, character and flexibility. Curriculum evaluation plan. The fundamental concerns of curriculum evaluation relate to how well and quickly government education policies are implemented in the classroom, because we also follow the national curriculum framework, the goals that framed by the national leaders, national a kind of government policies. So, we also try to understand that how well we have achieved these objectives of educational policies prepared by our national leaders, and the current state of curriculum practices and content in relation to local, national and worldwide issues. What kind of issues there are around across the globe and in our country also. So, we try to evaluate what kind of issues have been raised by the curriculum and what kind of problem solving skills have been developed in the students to face these all challenges. So, this is also done with the help of the curriculum evaluation. Curriculum evaluation aims to examine the impact of implemented curriculum on a student's learning achievement, so that the official curriculum can be revised if necessary, and to review teaching and learning processes in the classroom. And curriculum evaluation establishes strengths and shortcomings of a curriculum and its implementation. So, what we are trying to evaluate through our different processes, we want to know the strengths and shortcomings of a curriculum and its implementation, critical information for strategic changes and policy decisions, inputs needed for improved learning and teaching, and what kind of solutions is required to improve this teaching learning process, indicators for monitoring and how we have monitored the processes. So, curriculum evaluation may be a process, an internal activity carried out by the different educational units for their own objectives. Curriculum evaluation may also be an external or commissioned review process. These may be undertaken regularly by special committees or task forces on the curriculum, or they may be research based studies on the state and effectiveness of various aspects of the curriculum and its implementation. So, regularly we can also take this exercise of curriculum evaluation, or by any other agency can also evaluate the effectiveness of the curriculum. And a kind of research, if the student or the PhD degree, those who have entered in PhD course, they may also go through such kind of exercises through research, that is effectiveness of curriculum of middle level implemented by UP government, or by comparing the effectiveness of curriculum from this state to the another state, and sometime can take another kind of projects that is related to administration of the schools, or leadership style of the schools leaders, and kind of approaches that have been implemented in the particular school. So, these kind of researches are very helpful to know the effectiveness of that particular curriculum. And apart from this, small projects based on action research may also be taken into consideration by the school principals, and by appointing any research assistant and research associates and giving them the data, that try to understand what kind of processes is going on here and how far these processes are effective. So, these researches are very much fruitful in order to know that how far that particular curriculum is effective. These processes might examine the effectiveness of curriculum content, existing pedagogies and instructional approaches, teacher training and textbooks and instructional materials. So, what are the components of that particular evaluation? Might examine the effectiveness of curriculum content, the content that delivered by the teacher, existing pedagogies, the methods adopted by the teacher, instructional approaches, that what kind of instructions were giving to the students, teacher training, the teachers, those who are under training or those who are coming to the school as a recruited process, what kind of skills they have, or what kind of improvement is needed to improve their training just to meet the demand of the school, and textbooks and instructional material. So, these all are evaluated. Evaluation of the curriculum's effectiveness in fostering higher quality student learning is its ultimate objective. To meet the various goals of diagnosis, certification and accountability, various assessment tools and tactics chosen to accomplish particular goals are needed. So, we try to evaluate these all by passing through curriculum evaluation. If the curriculum for a particular grade is not revised for a long time, it would become obsolete. Recent developments in the field will not find a place in it, and it will not be effective and efficient. In order to develop an efficient and effective curriculum, we should evaluate the existing curriculum and modify it to make more relevant. Thus, the field highlights the necessity of curriculum evaluation is very important, and every school, every higher education institution should try to evaluate all the components of this system, because anywhere if there is any kind of difficulty, any kind of change, any kind of a kind of obstacles, at least it can be solved. So, this is very essential to make a effective curriculum evaluation. In any content area, there would be developments taking place periodically, and if the current changes are not incorporated, the students would be unable to know the reality, and in order to incorporate recent developments and fit them into the structure of the course, one requires analyzing curriculum systematically, and there could be some concepts and practices in a curriculum which become outdated over time and are no longer in practice in the field. So, through curriculum process, at least we can modify our curriculum, our textbooks, the advancement of the knowledge and other kind of knowledge that we find in outer world, at least be added just to familiarize the students with these kind of concepts. To improve the efficiency of curriculum, one has to analyze the outputs and inputs of the education system and make the necessary modifications as revealed by the analysis can be accomplished by carrying out a curriculum evaluation, and there could be differences between intended curriculum and the operational curriculum. So, there may be a kind of difference that we wanted to achieve this, but we are not unable to this. So, carrying out a curriculum evaluation, and there should be maybe a differences between intended curriculum and the operational curriculum. So, the term intended curriculum refers to the guidelines in the curriculum document which include the operational and assessment protocols for a course. The operational curriculum refers to actual processes in a classroom through which the intended curriculum is transacted. The intended curriculum is transacted and operational is operated in the classroom. So, there could be differences between what is intended and what is implemented. So, we can also make a kind of clear picture of the school by going through this curriculum evaluation. Using evaluative information. Evaluative information on the curriculum needs to be used by the evaluator to make adjustments and changes in the curriculum. The findings of evaluations are utilized in general in three main areas of curriculum development. Introducing changes in content. If evaluation reveals that content is not compatible with objectives, new content may be introduced or content that does not match the objectives can be eliminated. Improving teaching. If the course has been evaluated by the students as confusing or inadequate, it is possible the methodology was not completely correct. It is completely up to the teacher then to refine his or her teaching strategies to suit the needs of the students. For instance, the lecture method in some areas can be replaced by group discussions or seminars or vice versa. So, if the lecture method is not suitable, it may be another kind of pedagogical practices may be introduced here, and these may be discussions, these may be seminars, and by lecture by the resource person. So, other kind of alternatives may be adopted if the system is finding that the processes are not effective. Assessing the need and scope for introducing new courses. As science, technology and information expand every day, There is always the scope of introducing contemporary courses that can help the future students of universities find jobs that are in demand today. For instance, the dot-com boom a couple of years ago saw a spate of institutions introducing courses in web technology and designing. Currently, the BPO business processing outlets such as call centers sector is much hyped and there is a lot of scope for employment in call centers. Institutions of higher learning such as management institutes have incorporated this into their curriculum, realizing the need of the hour. So, this is about the curriculum approaches, that what kind of approaches we can apply to our educational institution just to find out the curriculum evaluation and how can we make the curriculum more effective by passing through these all approaches. So, I do hope that you have learnt these all in better way, and all the learnings that you learned today you enjoyed maximum, and I do hope that you will be able to explain that what kind of approaches are here for curriculum evaluation. So, be happy and be healthy. Thank you very much.